The Slavkov 3 format was established by the prime ministers of the Czech Republic, Slovakia and Austria in 2015. And this format of regional cooperation is named after the Czech place Slavkov, which is also known under the name Austerlitz, where this famous battle took place. This regional format of cooperation was extensively used during the COVID pandemic and proved to be extremely useful. Austria is currently holding the presidency of the Slavkov 3 format, and the focus of the Austrian presidency has been on strengthening international law, especially against the backdrop of the Russian aggression against Ukraine, on development cooperation with third countries, for instance Lebanon or Georgia, on combating anti-Semitism, or also on cyber security. And of course our Slavkov 3 foreign ministers, to put it this way, met with partners from third countries or undertook joint visits to third countries. And as the Austrian presidency is drawing to its close, the Austrian Cultural Forum and the Austrian Embassy decided to invite the fellow ambassadors of the Czech Republic, Milan Hovorka, and the Slovak Republic, Hanna Kovačová, to the Zagreb City Museum. We all have been living in this place for already a few years, but as we could discover today, there are many more new details or new kind of interesting, lesser known details on Zagreb, and of course we discovered also more details on the connections and links between Zagreb, Croatia and our respective countries. Yeah, and as the Czech Republic is then taking over the presidency from 1st July on, we wish our Czech colleagues and Ambassador Milan Hovorka all the best and much success for the Czech Slavkov 3 presidency.
I would like to start by expressing my gratitude to the Austrian Culture Forum for bringing ambassadors of the 3 countries participating in the Slavkov, or if you wish, Austerlitz Cooperation Forum. And as I understand this event, this is a part of our efforts to bring this format closer to our Croatian friends. And I would also like to use this opportunity to express my gratitude to Markus Vuketic, Ambassador of Austria, and to the entire Austrian team for the great job that they have done at the helm of the S3 one-year rotating presidency. Why I am talking about that? Because very soon we will be taking over from Austria, and we will be privileged to lead the work of the 3 countries that cooperate within this regional format. And we are just about to finalize what we call work plan, and it will embrace a number of specific areas of common interest, building very much on strong links the 3 countries traditionally have. At the same time, I have to say that I am particularly privileged that we are meeting today in this very fine premises of the Zagreb City Museum, and I tell you, for me, the museum perfectly symbolizes, well, the countless spiritual, cultural, and interpersonal links that have always existed, not only within S3 countries, meaning Austria, Slovakia, and Czechia. Definitely here we are in Croatia, and it has been apparent from what we have been seeing that we have gone a long way together, and I don't have time enough to dwell on all those important milestones dating back to the very initial moments of this city. Indeed, it has been a great experience. Truly, it has been yet another piece of evidence how closely linked we are. But these are not formal links. These are links that are based on truly jointly shared values, and as I mentioned a minute ago, on people-to-people contacts.
Thank you very much for this kind of initiative to Austrian presidency, because we saw now in this fantastic museum how linkaged we are from the history, and that was not only 2015 we established such a kind of informal S3 format, but we cooperate with our personalities from history very deeply in the history. So appreciate, and well, let's learn from the history for the future how we could improve our regional cooperation, because I think this is my 30 years such a kind of experience that really this regional cooperation in a diplomatic environment works very much. So thank you very much indeed once more again.
So we are now here in the entrance hall into the Museum of the City of Zagreb. Part of the exhibition, it is interesting for people interested in archaeological items from the past. These ramparts were built by citizens of Zagreb on this hill, made of stones, so 2 meters weight and almost 10 meters high. There is the theory that the first bishop of Zagreb, his name was Duh, also came from Slovakia. He was a Slovak.
No, da pouči da te neznanje ovo kuka pronašao nekog sposobnog Čeha.
There are different interpretations.
Užasná života po imenu Ducha.
Da, some people, yes, some historians said that he was of Slovakian origin, others said that he was Czech. On Capitol we can see old cathedral with the tower. It wasn't finished at that time. It was finished in 17th century, the old tower of the old cathedral from the 13th century. We can see how Zagreb looked like in the first half of the 16th century. The most important was to present this fortification. Here we have the model of Capitol, how it looked like at the mid of the 19th century, at the time when Capitol and Gradec were joined together, and that was the period between, before that earthquake in 1880. So we can see the old cathedral with the old spear and fortification around cathedral from the period of Turk Strait. common motive around the main entry into important churches in Central Europe, West Europe. We can see hierarchical pyramid, Jesus Christ and his 12 pupils, apostles. And there are some other details from the interior of the old cathedral before earthquake. And some details from the construction of the new cathedral. But you can see they used this stone of bad quality from the Zagreb surroundings. He was in charge to realize all these projects in the name of the author. So he was very successful and respectable architect, and you can see the results. We have a lot of documents in German language from that time because it dominated in German language was the language of mutual communication between different nationalities in Central Europe in this Habsburg monarchy. And on these German documents you can read Agram. Agram is German name for Zagreb. In all documents in German language you can read only Agram instead of Zagreb. And you can see a lot of other products common in use in Central Europe at that time. And that is a completely new period in the past of the city of Zagreb after Trg Strait, Baroque era, Baroque way of living in the 17th, 18th century. You can see these portraits from that time, the members of royalty. The typical ruler from that time was Maria Theresia. And there is the model of this building. The convent was closed according to the order of Joseph II. He was the great reformator at that time, also in church. There is the ground floor and the first floor. We are now here in this. And even in the stone gate, maybe you have seen it, a little shine in the gate from the 18th century, and also in Zagreb surroundings, a lot of shines, and on territory of the whole Croatia, because these shines were founded at the time of Trg Strait. And now we came into the modern era, modern period of industrialization, and the 19th century, the century of great changes in the way of living, economy, everything was changed throughout the 19th century, and we can follow these changes on these also pictures and paintings. The model of Upper Town, Gradec, with the Church of St. Mark, how it looked like at the mid of the 19th century. We can see the shape of fortified settlement. We are now here. I will show you the building. So we are now here in the museum of the city of Zagreb. Is this one stone gate? You can pass through it. Maybe you already have passed through this. And on this side nowadays is the House of Parliament.
A Croat from Burgenland, a Jesuit from Burgenland, Kaušić, and he was actually, he was kind of returnee, to put it this way.
So from this window, you can see the Capitol Hill, Cathedral, Lower Town with modern architecture of the 20th, 21st century, how the city spread throughout its history.